Good morning again, everyone, and good morning, admirals. All right, it's a pleasure to talk to our admirals today. We have a very limited time. Again, I'm being told we have very limited time. So, for my first question, 2024 was a very challenging year in terms of maritime security in the West Philippine Sea. I think it was Ambassador Endo Kazuya who who enumerated the different aggressive actions that happened in the West Philippine Sea last year. And we had a forum also early January where several experts said that they expect these aggressive actions in the West Philippine Sea to continue this year. So my question is, how can cooperation between the Philippines and France perhaps deter or prevent these actions from happening this year? And should they happen again, how can France and maybe other countries help the Philippines address these aggressive actions in our maritime domain? Sir.
Thank you, Joyce. I would like to cite the results of the different MCAs being conducted. There has been a marked decrease in the aggressive and coercive actions of the PLA Navy and the CCG each time there is an MMCA in the West Philippine Sea. So it only shows that by bringing in more international players, we cause a shift in their behavior, albeit temporarily. So most of the, if not all of the aggressive actions are conducted in the absence of other foreign maritime players in the West Philippine Sea. So I believe that increasing the presence of the French Navy and other navies in the region and in the world will be a strong enough deterrent factor to cause a shift in the aggressive actions of the PLA. Thank you.
Admiral June, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's already being said by Sir Admiral Trinidad. Yeah, definitely we need all others allied countries to help us in that region, especially in WPS, because I think the Chinese government also wants to preserve their image that as if they are the one who is or as if they are not provoking war in the WPS, but definitely with the presence of allied countries or other navies and Coast Guard, it will prevent them from bullying the Philippine Coast Guard and the navies.
Admiral Butch.
Yes, France can continue to emphasize support for the Philippines, perhaps increase port visits to show that the seas are free. Freedom of navigation operations must be sustained. And the visit of the Charles de Gaulle group is a very good indication of support. We want to see these kinds of groups coming in, not only from France. But basically, I should say that the bulk of the work should be on the Philippine side. Those who secure our seas should be secure themselves. If we expect to be water cannoned more, perhaps we can take measures to reinforce our ships against water cannons. If we will be rammed, we should have big fenders there. We should secure our people, probably reinforce our windshields. Because in the Navy, we have such a thing as typhoon doctrine. And these actions by China can be addressed by these doctrines without us doing anything violent.
Sir, speaking of naval capabilities, Manila is actively investing in our naval capabilities. How do you think, or given France's expertise in defense technology, how do you think can France assist in reinforcing our defense posture, sir?
There is really a lot that we can gain from France, particularly in technology. We need to be able to integrate our systems. We must link up our sensors with our weapons. That is a very technical area. we need to improve our logistics. How do you sustain your warships? Without ammunition, for example, you do not have firepower. Without firepower, there will be no warships. How do you train your crew to be good at their job? How do you repair your ships? So these are things that the French can help us with. And then perhaps we can stockpile also some of the materials that we need when there is prolonged conflict. This we have to do, not only by platforms or bottoms. We have to do modernization holistically, and France has a lot of experience in this.
Admiral June, how can France help improve the naval capabilities of the PCG, sir?
Actually, the French government is really helping the Philippines, especially the Philippine Coast Guard, by providing the vessels. We have, I think, 4 vessels already, which came from France, and these vessels are all brand new. But yeah, I agree with also with Admiral Suarez that we need to equip ourselves. We in the Philippines should also modernize our equipment. But I think we need all the allied forces to help us, because doing it alone will definitely, we cannot match the our enemy, especially when we speak of about China. So we need to modernize our equipment. We need to train, cross-train, but we also need to other countries, or especially our allied forces, to help us, so that China would think twice before it will do something or enhance its aggressiveness there in WPS. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Joyce, I would like to highlight the approach of a French company in providing the 40 patrol vessels for the Coast Guard. They are establishing a shipyard here, and half of those 40 will be made in country so local labor and then local economy will be spurring the local economy. In my engagement with them, I told them that if they could have the same approach, a similar approach for the Philippine Navy, and capitalize on the SRDP law that we'll be building here, spending here locally, and that would mean that we could sustain the development or the capabilities of our forces.
All right. And sir, if I may ask you also, sir, how can the Philippines effectively leverage the recent Self-reliance Defense Posture Program, sir, to develop its own defense industry through joint development initiatives with partners like France, particularly in ensuring meaningful technology transfer and also the establishment of sustainable local manufacturing capabilities?
If you look at the examples of other countries that are already producing their own equipment and have their own technology, 25 years ago, Turkey was not where it is today. They were at the level of the Philippines. Today, they are a provider of the world when it comes to certain asymmetric capabilities. If we don't start somewhere, we will forever be buying or spending the money abroad. The SIDP law is long overdue. It will help capacitate the local industry. And our engagement right now with other proponents, foreign proponents, is not only to buy, but to look at the local side, local labor, local industry, to help us spur that local industry through transfer technology, through training, and other approaches to be able to ensure that we will be building our own. It's a crawl, walk, run approach for the defense industry.
All right. And I think we'll be talking about the shipbuilding capacity later on in the final panel. For the PCG, sir, the PCG often plays a highly visible role in enforcing maritime security. Now, how can partnerships with France and other allies be leveraged, sir, to strengthen public awareness and international perception of the Philippines' commitment to maintaining peace and stability in its waters, especially amid the ongoing disinformation, malign influence operations being conducted by China, sir?
Actually, France is really helping us a lot in the Coast Guard, specifically in providing the brand new vessels that they're giving us, or the Coast Guard is procuring with the French government. I don't know what's the current procurement or situation of the Philippine Coast Guard to the France government. But what I know is really France government is helping the Philippine Coast Guard, especially when it comes to training and also managing the vessel that are being bought by the Coast Guard to the French government.
All right. Maybe we can open the floor for 1 or 2 questions from the audience. Do we have questions? Right, if not, I'll ask another question to our panelists. Admirals, how would you assess, you talked about this, you touched on this earlier, sir. How would you assess the effectiveness of the existing maritime security partnerships in safeguarding the territorial waters, particularly the West Philippine Sea? Not just France, but the different partnerships that we have. Maybe we can hear from Admiral Butch, please.
Okay, so this is from an outsider's point of view. I think we need to do more, but these additional actions should be on the Philippine side. We need to fuse the capabilities of our armed forces. That means the Air Force, Navy, and the Army. So we must have those exercises because when crises come, we have to deal with it on our own. We cannot just wait for the others to come in. So we must do this frequently. So to be more effective, I think this would be more intimidating to those who show aggression than just waiting for exercises to be done. So that is my outsider's point of view.
Yes, sir. Admiral.
Yeah, actually that's what we're doing. We're trying our very best to train, cross-train, and collaborate with our counterparts, with other agencies, especially with the Armed Forces of the Philippines, Philippine Navy.
And how effective have they been, sir, these trainings with the PCG and the different like-minded countries, sir?
I think it's very important because we learn something from them, and in times of war, we can easily collaborate with them because in training we can know what to do and what to expect. So I think it's very important. That's why we are cross-trained with them.
And for Admiral Roy, maybe how else can we leverage these exercises that we've been doing? Yes, sir.
Yeah, first and foremost, this allows us to buy time. We have seen a change in the behavior, but it will take more than that from our side. As we develop our capabilities, we are bringing in our international partners to conduct joint sales. We call them MMCAs. The South China Sea has become the showcase for aircraft carriers. The helicopter aircraft carriers from Japan, from Australia, the US, United Kingdom, Italy, and by next month France have all been transiting the South China Sea. And this temporary changes in the behavior of the PLA, Navy, Coast Guard, and the maritime militia is only there while we have the MMCAs. We need to develop our capabilities. At least we were able to buy time. And that's why the challenge is great for the AFP and the defense establishment to jumpstart our capability development. France is a very strong proponent for our undersea warfare capability development, the submarine program. We have major capital ships coming from Indonesia, PTPAL. So all of this would factor in developing our capabilities while there is a temporary, shall I say, temporary truce. We have raised the bar of deterrence, but the other side is also increasing how to leap higher. So it will now become a upward spiral of deterrence and capability from the other side.
Okay. And we'll see this year how they'll move up in terms of that. But hopefully there'll be more stability. in the West Philippine Sea this year. On that note, thank you very much to our admirals, Admiral Roy, Admiral June, and Admiral Butch. Let's give them a round of applause, please.
Thank you, Joyce and Admirals. So we will be having a quick photo opportunity. Can I invite Sir Dindo Manhit and Ambassador Fontanelle on stage for a photo opportunity? All right, thank you very much.